Assalamualaikum, Madam. We would like to present our case study on our topic, which is case analysis, Al Jazeera Defamation case against the Malaysian government and identify ethical errors in the documentary. My name is HANISAH ARBAK. Metric number is 1172283.
My name is ZATTY NORSYAMIMEE binti Muhammad SIDEK. My matric number 1170989.
My name is Shafiqa Natasha binti Cheso. My matric number 1170977.
I would like to share our the screen. Okay. This is about our topic. Okay.
Okay. For the first introduction, our objective to analyze the issue of Al Jazeera against the Malaysian government because it is found that this issue has many mistakes that have been made by Al Jazeera. That is from the attitude and ethics of journalists involved in the documentary. This issue has angered of the public because the information released is inaccurate and has an element of defamation to Malaysian government without them investigating first the truth of the issue before being raised. Okay, next. Okay, identify the most important facts surrounding the case. For the first, documentary video published by the international news agency Al Jazeera regarding the spread of the COVID-19 epidemic in Malaysia country. This is described as an attempt to tarnish Malaysia in the eyes of the world. Al Jazeera has made blind accusations against the country's efforts to control the spread of COVID-19 involving foreigners, which is the media report is clearly inaccurate and it tends to tarnish Malaysia's reputation. The video shows that accusation against Malaysia which did not provide fair treatment to the illegal immigrant, which is party detained, is untrue. Instead, the action taken is based on the law, which is the allegation that Malaysia unfairly lock up illegal immigrants is not true because not only party, which is illegal immigrant, but PKPD tightened movement control order in other areas such as Tahfiz Center in Hulu Langat and villages in Hulu Langat were also locked up at that time, which not only involved mere foreigners. In fact, every individual in PKPD, whether they are citizen or party, will be screened with the cost of their screening borne by the government. Al Jazeera also accused Malaysia of being racist and untrue because of what was done based on the law. Malaysia used the Immigrant Act to arrest those who do not have valid document and not just catching blindly. Even when asked, Al Jazeera gave any country that allows an undocumented foreigners free in their country, but they cannot give an answer about it. Okay, next.
Okay, for the key issue, it's about documentary 101 as Al Jazeera investigate why the COVID-19 epidemic forced migrant worker to hide, but official and television in Malaysia criticized the report as inaccurate, misleading and unfair. And then Al Jazeera also has angered the public, especially the government and Malaysian. This is because about the unethical action of Al Jazeera journalists are clear in the video. But Al Jazeera reject this allegation by the Malaysian authorities and added to the quality and equality of the journalism. Then And then Malaysian police have announced that they are investigating Al Jazeera for incitement, defamation, and violation of the country's Communication and Multimedia Act. So Al Jazeera staff in Malaysia have been the target of ongoing online abuse, including death threat and the disclosure of their personal information on social media. Next, Al Jazeera asked the Malaysian authorities to respect the freedom of the media and no longer treat journalists as a criminal. Officials in Malaysia have criticized their documentaries as inaccurate, misleading, and unfair. With that, Al Jazeera family deny this allegation and adheres to the professionalism, quality, and fairness of its journalism, which is Al Jazeera reporter taking video of Al Jazeera reporter taking a video of security area, which reporter taking video and footage of police and military. Okay, next. And then Al Jazeera also complaining that the government never responded several requests to interview the senior minister, home minister, and his duties were declined. They also mentioned that Malaysia forgetting how racism works is where they judge a group of people based on skin color, and in this instant, it will be people of Indian descent of people that look Indian. Al Jazeera report also said in video that Malaysia are acting like illegal migrant are victim and ignoring countries that are extremely racist towards their migrant worker, and saying the jobs that migrant workers are working Malaysian don't want to work. They also never acknowledging that illegal migrant worker put the entire country at high risk for COVID-19. In the video also, Hanisah slide. No. Hanisah.
Wait a minute.
Key issue, okay. Second slide. Okay, I'll continue. In the video, they also show that migrant acting like sitting in the sun and getting question about if you are legally working in Malaysia, like worst thing in the world. And he say his whole family were handcuffed and chained together with elderly children under the hot sun. They also being very misleading and not always honest. For example, handcuffing children. Al Jazeera also show that mixing up legal and illegal migrant worker, which is he show is an anti-illegal migration Facebook group, and there are big difference between anti-immigration and illegal immigration. 101 investigate why so many foreigners are being locked locked up in Malaysia lockdown. Last but not least, in the video, Al Jazeera never saying the good thing about Malaysia in dealing with pandemic COVID-19.
Okay. This is about the specified alternative course of action, which is the government needs to take legal action against Al Jazeera international media. And secondly, Al Jazeera media should apologize publicly to Malaysians for publishing untrue facts. And lastly, media practitioners should to change and restore glory by maintaining the ethics of journalism. I will describe this in the evaluate course. Okay. Okay, this is about the evaluate course based on the specify just now. Okay, firstly, the government needs to take legal action against Al Jazeera international media for acting in an extreme way to tarnish Malaysia's image, which is the legal action is very appropriate and should be taken by Malaysian government because with the legal action can make them awareness and make them to do not repeat again for this issue because this is a big issue. The statement that Malaysia is racist and act like torturing them and treating illegal marriage, which is party, badly is too much and without investigation. Malaysia never treated them with bad treatment. But otherwise, Malaysia has taken an action that gave the benefits for all parties when Malaysia implement measures to deal with the COVID-19 season. The right now of the season, COVID-19 season, Malaysia take the good action for all parties in around Malaysia, so that Malaysia not give they are badly treating for the party. This is a very misunderstanding from Al Jazeera media that they accuse us, our country. Imposing legal action is the appropriate action for the Malaysia government against them and commensurate with their actions to Malaysia. Yes, of course, because with the legal action, imposing legal action and commensurate suitable on what they are done with our country Malaysia. The example for this legal action is imposing large fines and appropriate to their punishment. But I think even we imposing the large fines, it cannot make our dignity, our trust for Al Jazeera media to be good, better. This is a very not suitable and make our belief, our trusting is decrease and make our relationship is not like other before, including blacklist the name of the two individuals. This is another legal action that we can take. Government we can take, blacklist the individuals in the documentary and do not require them to enter Malaysia at any time and forever. I think this is a very suitable for them because the legal action like this will make them so be careful and awareness the big issue for our country and including for all parties because of them, because of their action make the Malaysian name is bad, and so blacklist is the best way for them. Secondly, Al Jazeera media should apologize publicly to Malaysians for publishing untrue documentary on how Malaysia treats illegal migrants in an effort to curb the spread of COVID-19. An apology must be issued by Al Jazeera, yes, openly in the media, which is television, radio, or live in the any media social or in like Twitter, like or any live session or any medium in order to restore the dignity of Malaysia. I love Malaysia and all of us is love Malaysia. So Al Jazeera media need to apologize openly, publicly around the world to recover our name of Malaysia. Through an apology as well, it can inform other countries that Malaysia is not like what the Al Jazeera media convey in the documentary. And Malaysia emphasis on national security in terms of health and safety during the COVID-19 season. With the COVID-19 right now, our season all around the world safe face this situation. Malaysia is the one of country that emphasis the safety in terms of health. Um, so the party, the illegal migrants need to be careful. The government of Malaysia put them in the suitable place. And okay, the next, Malaysia also is the one of the country that provides a lot of help and compassion to other countries. This is a very true and it can be denied because Malaysia is the good country, provides a lot of help to other country. For example, we can look Malaysia provides aid to Gaza in Palestine from 2019, from 2016 to the Palestine, Syria, and illegal migrants such as Myanmar, Thailand, and Cambodia. So Malaysia, um, we cannot deny that Malaysia is the one of the country that have a lot compassion to other country. Next, media practitioners should change and restore glory by maintaining the ethics of journalism in every news report presented. Every media practitioners, like journalism and the media practitioners should maintaining the ethics as journalism and not spreading untrue fact as it will adversely affect the country, the people mind, and the other media itself. When the issue like this, it's very big issue and it can be influence the other people when they get the point, get the facts from the big of international media which is Al Jazeera. It can be denied that all around the world will trust about the news, but the news that bring in the Al Jazeera about this case is untrue because they do not investigation fully and just accuse Malaysia, our country, is treating them badly. It is very, very inappropriate. Next, be careful and maintain manners when issuing a fact and first research the facts presented. Please be going to do research. For a media protection, very compulsory for us to going a research first. Responsible for maintaining the behavior and ethics of journalism when dealing with the media, such as newspaper, online media, or in the radio too. Yeah, we need to take our responsible to make the dealing with the media and be ready for media with the ethics of journalism. Next, the information need to be identified first. This will have a profound effect on some parties, especially when a matter of information disseminated involves sensitive issue or can cause fights or hostility to each other. But Malaysia, not fight in terms of physical, but in terms of facts. Give the good facts, the clear facts. Every media practitioner also needs to maintain the ethics of journalism as a mature, professional, true, and accurate person. This will create harmony if the information disseminated is clear and authentic fact. The very good media practitioner have the characteristic of mature, professional, true, and accurate person. Okay, next. Okay, next, they recommend the best course of action. The course of action, which is the issue regarding Al Jazeera, action should be taken into account by all parties, especially responsible parties such as the government of Malaysia. And my friend will describe this.
Okay, for the recommend the best course of action of this case, which is HANISAH slide. Nisa, can you go to the slide?
Okay.
Besarkan. Okay. Okay, for the recommended best course of action of this case, for the first, the issue regarding Al Jazeera action should be taken into account by all parties, especially responsible parties such as the government, official and Malaysian law. Okay, if underestimated, it can affect the country's reputation and misunderstanding about the country. For example, fines to be imposed by the media that defame and cause misleading against Malaysia should be investigated. The case is being investigated under Section 4 in bracket 1 of the Sedition Act 1948, namely inciting Section 500 of the Penal Code of Publishing Defamatory News and Section 233 of the Communication and Multimedia Act 1998 for misusing the network of service improperly. Okay, for the second is Al Jazeera should be responsible for the mistake made and accept reprimands humbly, not having to be egoistic to force uphold a way. For the example where the case issue is already proven to be inaccurate based on code ethics, any published information which is found to be harmfully inaccurate, he or she will do their utmost to rectify. That is mean after the reporter finds that the information given is totally wrong, issued by Al Jazeera, they need to immediately correct it again so that it does not continue to be assumed by the community. Okay, for the third, Al Jazeera should be rational and professional, not need to blame the Malaysia government for considering them criminals. Okay, which is Al Jazeera should be aware that Malaysian government is not arbitrarily labeling and accusing them for no particular reason, but it is clear that Al Jazeera actions spread false news and make baseless accusations against Malaysia. Okay, for the first, Al Jazeera should make special coverage to apologize for the action take against Malaysia government for considering them criminals, uh, which is okay. It is not wrong for the media to speak freely, but any media should follow the code of media guidelines that have been provided. They need to be ethical and mature journalists. Make sure the news release is from an accurate and truthful source. Make sure it does not confusing the public and provoke other anger. Okay, for the last, Al Jazeera should make special coverage to apologize for the action taken against Malaysia, which is Al Jazeera should be a good example to the media and other journalists because they are a big and influential company. Selfishness does not benefit them. It only aggravates the situation. Apologizing does not make it worse, but it proves that they are more professional. At the same time, be able to reconcile can be give a good vibes to both of the parties. Okay, next.
Okay. Next, the conclusion. The conclusion, legal action needs to be taken by the Malaysian government against irresponsible individuals disseminating misinformation and affecting the dignity of the Malaysia. In this regard, Al Jazeera also needs to apologize publicly in order to restore the name of Malaysia that has been scratched without a detailed investigation in advance. And media practitioners also play a big role in conveying true and authentic information. Every media practitioner must have the ethical value of journalism for themselves and wise in conveying information that is honest, accurate, and believed to be true to its validity. Malaysia has never been silent on sensitive issues like this case, but in fact, it emphasized Malaysia to fight back and continue to preserve the country with clear facts. I love Malaysia and all our my friends and all of us love Malaysia. That's all from us. Thank you, madam.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
madam.
madam.
That's all for us.
I love Malaysia.